Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Premier Injuries Daily Update. It's Wednesday. We're speaking ahead of the Europa Conference League tie with Leicester. They travel to Rome. It's ones each from that first leg at the King Power Stadium. And Brendan Rodgers confirms that the Foxes have no fresh injury concerns. Wilfred Ndidi and Ryan Bertrand, the only players currently sidelined. Looks as though Jamie Vardy is in line for more minutes. He could start. Brendan Rodgers said he is fit and available and ready following his recent recovery from injury. We haven't heard from David Moyes as it stands. We're not expecting any major updates in terms of their injuries. Ben Johnson was a player who missed out last weekend through a thigh strain. Craig Dawson returns following his one-match domestic ban. Kurt Zouma and also Issa Diop are now options at centre-back, having recovered from injury. Angelo Ogbonna is a player who's maybe unlikely to return this season. Now, Leeds United have confirmed that Stuart Dallas has undergone surgery on a fractured femur. Now, we covered this on Saturday as the game was happening. That was caused in a body-to-body contact collision with Jack Grealish. Now, we said at the time that the mechanism suggested that there may be ligament damage. My first thoughts were maybe medial collateral ligament and possibly ACL. We don't know if there's any secondary damage associated with that fractured femur. However, quite common that there is damage to the adjacent joint, i.e. the knee, when there is such a high impact, high energy injury that causes the femur to fracture. Now, this is an unusual injury. We don't have any mechanism reported for football in all of the time that we've been working on Premier Injuries. That's 14 plus years. The only fractured femur that we actually do have is Papa Soirée back in 2016, I believe, and that was caused in a car crash. Now, typically, that's how and where we'd expect to see these. High prevalence in skiing as well, but certainly in terms of the Premier League and instances, very, very rare. Like I say, the femur is the strongest bone in the body, and this doesn't come along very often whatsoever. In terms of a timeline, because there's a lot of people asking, we're looking 6 months plus minimum, just in terms of that fracture to the femur. And of course, if there's any secondary damage, the complications that can cause to that ligament, that's going to extend that timeline. My own thought, we're looking at a minimum of 9+ months, unfortunately. So get well soon, Stuart Dallas. Elsewhere, ahead of this weekend, Harry Maguire, he's an outside chance of featuring for Manchester United. There had been some suggestion that he, may not play again this season, but Ralph Rangnick has hinted that he could return to the training pitches on Thursday ahead of the game with Brighton, and that would put him in contention. However, I wouldn't expect a lot of change in that Manchester United backline. They were comprehensive winners over Brentford, probably their best performance, certainly under Ralph Rangnick, and Rafael Varane was one of those players getting on the score sheet. So I don't see Harry Maguire breaking in to that starting 11. Also, just a quick update on Jaden Sancho. He came out or returned from hospital on Tuesday morning. Ralph Rangnick had, ahead of game week 35, confirmed that he had an infection in his tonsils, a lot of inflammation, a lot of pain that could potentially rule him out for the remainder of the season. What we do know is this weekend will come too soon, but after Saturday, Manchester United have 15 days rest. They don't have a fixture in game week 37, so it may return against Crystal Palace, like I say, in 15 days time. For Liverpool, they played in the Champions League, a great come from behind victory in Villarreal. That saw the return of Divock Origi from illness. Roberto Firmino was with the travelling squad. However, he's still managing an ongoing foot complaint that's been extended way beyond what the initial thoughts were. There's a little bit of discomfort there, but he is back out on the training pitches. So that's great news, and he isn't far away from a return. Now, Champions League, Manchester City on Wednesday night, we've seen the return of Kyle Walker to the training pitches. He's been missing for in and around 3 weeks because of an ankle sprain, damage to that ligament. Thankfully, he's nearing a return. Whether he's included or not, Pep Guardiola said he'd make a late decision with regards to that. If he does miss out midweek, or certainly miss out on the starting place, an extra couple of days may put him in contention for the double game week. Elsewhere, we have John Stones. He was the only player missing from the Manchester City squad from injury. He's been managing a hamstring issue. Pep took a bit of a gamble last time out, forced him off. It didn't work, and it looks like that issue has been exacerbated. So, yeah, no John Stones in the squad this week. Now to Arsenal, a lot of people asking about the fitness of Ben White. He missed the game in game week 35 due to a tight hamstring. Now, I actually spoke to the club this morning and he still remains on the sidelines, but there was no indication of whether he would make this weekend's match. That could be a late decision, and certainly as we approach kickoff, Arsenal, Mikel Arteta and the backroom staff there will be assessing Ben White in terms of his fitness. A quick one just with regards to Takahiro Tomiyasu and also because Saka, neither player is injured. There were concerns that both players were forced off on Sunday. However, that was fatigue related. So just to stress, there is no injury there. The only three players that you have currently sidelined, Ben White, Thomas Partey and Kieran Tierney. So that's it for your daily roundup. We'll be back on Thursday ahead of a massive game week 36. Lots of doubles, 12 teams, in fact, got double game week fixtures. So keep following. If you have any questions, pop them in the box below, or you can always check out premierinjuries.com for the latest news and potential injury returns. Thanks.